Hello and welcome to Stargazing, the show that brings you up close and personal with your favourite stars of reggae and dancehall music, Jamaican popular culture and people who've impacted society in a very big way. I'm Shaun Cain. In this edition of the show, we'll speak with Empress Miriam Simone, who hails from Amsterdam in Europe and Suriname in South America. Let's take a look. Rastafarianism and Jamaican popular music go hand in hand, and they reach far and wide. As reggae and dancehall music extend their tentacles, they touch millions of lives and inspire countless people across the world to venture within themselves and search for the meaning of life. Miriam Simone is a Dutch reggae singer who was born in the Netherlands in the 1980s and partially raised in Suriname in South America. She fully embraces Jamaican popular music and the Rastafarian teachings and recognizes the Emperor Haile Selassie as the Messiah. It was not long ago that she recorded her first EP and officially launched her career as an international singer. She has traveled to Jamaica to record a lot of her music. The Dutch national landed on her feet when she first visited Jamaica, and she was introduced to Bobby Digital, who produced a number of her songs. She says her experience working with Bobby was very special and that his passing was a massive loss to the reggae music industry. Miriam Simone's connection with the reggae and dancehall heartland, Jamaica, has led her to record a duet with the King of Fire, Capleton. She told the Stargazing with Shaun Cain Show that she received so much love in Jamaica, it was very humbling. Several of the Dutch singer's records are currently receiving regular rotations on Jamaica's #1 all-reggae radio station, Irie FM. The singer is a humanitarian and social activist. She devoted a lot of her time to organizing Suriname's independence celebrations one year. For her efforts, the government presented her with an award which she said has made her feel very honored to have been acknowledged for doing something that meant the world to her. She has also made her presence felt when she sat on the reparation committee in the Dutch-speaking South American territory. Aside from her music, Miriam Simone is passionate about helping less fortunate children to have a better life experience. She is planning to set up a mother house in Ethiopia to support street children and orphans. The singer explains that the mother house will be a place where these children can go for a meal, a change of clothes, and a conversation with a caring adult who can console and reassure them. As the lockdown from the pandemic begins to show signs of relaxing, the singer is looking forward to hitting the streets and sharing her live music with her fans. The mother of 3 boys proudly tells us that one of her sons has followed her into music. He is a hip-hop and R&B artist who records in Dutch. The young hip-hop artist has already done a collaboration with his mother. Miriam says the song is an expression of a mother's love for her son and a reciprocation by her son. Miriam Simone is currently working on a number of singles that she plans to publish in the very near future. She adds that the ultimate goal is to publish an album. However, she is looking to release a number of singles first. These singles will start hitting the marketplace by the summer of this year. Welcome back. Empress Miriam Simone, how are you?
Blessed love. Yeah, well, we give thanks for life. I'm all right. Feeling blessed.
And you look radiant. You look very splendid in your dress.
Well, thank you.
That's so nice. Now, you are so devoted to your religious beliefs. And I just want to find out what made you such a spiritual person.
Well, we are spirit, right? Because if we didn't have a spirit, we wouldn't be able to talk with each other. And once your spirit is not in your body anymore, you're not alive.
Yes.
So life make me spiritual.
Life made you spiritual. So what about life that has made you spiritual? What did you feel the need for that you weren't getting without that spirituality? And so you decided to embrace that spiritual side of you so that you can be satisfied in those regards. What about it, life?
Well, it's not something about it. It's just the way how things happened, you know, and it is just the way how life manifested itself for me, and within finding the faith within myself, and the life force that is carrying me, you know, and going into the depth of that. Um, yes, just learning about the history, but the world history, because you know, spirituality and the spirit comes from us, from within, but it is everywhere, and you can learn a lot about it. So I always I love to go into the depth of my own soul, and I still learn every day a little piece of it. But yes, I give thanks, and I would not be nothing without the Creator. No,
That's
and
so good. And there are many religions around. And of all of those, you've decided to embrace Rastafarianism. What about Rastafarianism that really attracts you or really appeals to you or brings something to your soul? Whatever it is that really brings you into that area. What is it?
well, with with the Rastafarian faith, it was a calling. You know, it was a calling more within the conqueror lion of the tribe of Judah, and within the depth also of my own spiritual bloodline lineage, and also of the depth of my own history and the Kabbalization of myself. It brought me back to the understanding and the knowledge of the Tehawu Orthodox faith, because as a Suriname woman, we always have our roots and culture, and also we also celebrate on cultural drums, and we really know how we can talk and communicate with Mother Earth, and with the sun and with birds. So I'm really from the Amazon part, and that is like my Arawakan roots. And then you also got like the Maroonish roots. But my grandmother, she was a Catholic, you know, they went to the church. So you always had like, I always had the feeling that I had to choose between the two of them. Well, you're all of it, you know. So within Rastafari, I found the embracement of myself within my Africanism, and within the spiritual alignment back to the house of El Shaddai within Elion, and within the right history, you know, because my ancestors or my people, you used to pray from the Bible. Some of them still does, but me, I also read the Bible, but I go deeper into the depth of it by um, learning the Hebrew, Amharic, you know, scriptures, and that is very important for me, because it's very important to know where it comes from and to know the truth, you know, because there are like 88 books, and there is still a lot of history left in Ethiopia and also in Mali. And it is very, very nice. So the Rastafarian faith gave me more spiritual alignment and awareness, and it made me more conscious, and made me study more and knowing more the depths within myself. And it is Emperor Kadamawi, Haile Selassie, and Empress Menen, who were sitting upon the seat of King David and Solomon, you know, and that is, they call it also Haile Selassie, you know, and yeah, that is the seat, you know, that is the seat of the Holy Trinity. And most of the people, well, they don't know it, or they don't want to know it, but that is it. It is just the truth. And he was the last one who was coronated upon that seat. So he's also the last one in flesh, you know, that crossed and, and went to the other side. So it is very important also to know. And Haile Selassie, it is standing for the Holy Trinity, because his name was Ras McConnell, but when he was upon that seat, it was Haile Selassie, and King David was also Haile Selassie. For us, it's very important to know that we are incarnated upon this earth and as people, but we got to give thanks that we are incarnated and that we have angels and spirits that are guiding us to do the right thing within life, because that is the thing, but it is difficult just to explain everything in once, but it is just a little.
Yeah, you just give me a snippet of it. That will do, because in terms of time, the snippet is good. But I was just wondering, was there any aspect of it that you struggled with when you started embracing the faith? Was there any part of it that you thought, I just don't get this. This doesn't sit so well with me? Or was it just an easy decision just to get into it and just accept, follow as you got told what to do, or as you learned?
No, it was difficult. But you know what it is? I did it at the time that I was busy going deeper into the faith. It was just a way of living, and like a military school where you put yourself upon, and from time to time, the things that you got to work on, you're gonna work on, because life goes about growth. Nobody is perfect, and everybody's here to and is trying to reach self-mastery. If you're conscious and righteous enough that that's something what you want. So also with the Rastafarian faith, I didn't thought too much about it. It was just, it moved my spirit and it made me the way I am right now. And just to fulfill and succeed everything that I want to do, just to be the best example that I can be, and just, be within good faith and positive. But that, for me, it is, I found everything within Rastafari, but it doesn't mean that somebody who has another piece of faith or is another way, or lives another way, is it a good person and goes about being a good human being. And, it's only the Most High can sanctify your heart and know how you are in your heart. Yeah. So it goes about self-growth. So, of course, there are some things that I think like, whoa, that is a tough one, Yeah, but because it's easy to say it and to scream it, but to do it, that is one thing, Yeah. But I never said that I'm perfect. I never said that I know everything. I'm still learning, but I'm just me, and I just know some kind of aspects of. I'm glad that I know the history, and I'm glad that I know the truth, because that is the first thing. But Rastafari also made me go deeper into the depth of Buddhism, Taoism, Tao, Hinduism, and yes, the African culture. And then you see that it is something that is going very round, because everything, the source, the light, yes, that gives us all this life dwells.
True. So I'm assuming that your parents probably weren't Rastafarians. That's just my assumption. So this
yes.
follows that. When they realized that you were embracing the Rastafarian faith, how did they react? Were they very supportive, or they thought, this is different?
Well, my father, he's a Seventh-day Adventist from the Seventh-day Adventist Church. So he never really judged me, because he knew that I was always spiritual, and I used to go to the church when I was younger as well, and singing in the church choir. And when I used to sing for the Almighty, I would cry tears, So he knows, like, all right, if that is what she wants and that is the best thing for her, it's all right. So I think that he also learns a lot, because everything is the same, It's only that the people who don't know the Rastafarian faith, and don't know the Hebrew and the scriptures, and didn't got Kabbalized, and don't have knowledge about the Ark of the Covenant. They just got to study a little bit deeper. So it is very nice for me now to show them the Fatanagas, the Kebranagas, and to show them the 88 books instead of, the lesser books that they know. So it's very inspiring for them as well. And they support me 100%. My mother always comes to my shows, and my father, he likes every little thing. He's proud of his daughter. Yeah.
That's good. It's good that you're getting the support. And in the community where you grew up in Amsterdam, sorry, let's look at Suriname now. In Suriname, is it widely understood, the Rastafarian religion?
Well, in Suriname, you got like Rastafarian communities, and yes, but of course it's understood. Yes, and they listen also a lot of reggae music. But currently, I'm in Holland, so but in Suriname, they accept it, of course. And I also got like an award from the Rastafari community to do community work because I was a part of the Reparation Commission. But it doesn't go about people, if a person gives you things, then it is more like you earn it within the eye, you earn it within walking within the faith. So I don't pull things towards myself, but it goes more like, if you give back, you get something for it. And that award is much bigger than, it is spiritual, it is a spiritual gift.
I can see
yes.
Your work is very spiritual. I quite like that because you just love humanity. You just love people and you want to help people. You want to see people have a good life. You want people to be happy. And I would imagine that's why you were part of that Reparation Commission. So what was the work like being part of the Reparation Commission? What did you do?
Well, we would talk about the CARICOM points and about the hills that were in the country. Sometimes we had to name the hills, and we were busy with the museums in the country, but I also did projects with young mothers, bringing them back to school and trying to get them back to work, and, a lot of different projects. I also was the first one who did Black History Month in Suriname, and I did also national festivals. So with different cultural groups, I would work to also bring art, because that is me. I love to, bring out art, and I did a lot with the television. So making educational programs, and in association, of course, with the Reparation Commission, we did all kinds of different things because I wasn't the only one who was in that group. We had a whole commission, and with different people who would all contribute, or we would all pick something else to do.
Yes. So how comfortable are you with where things are now in terms of your work in the Reparation Commission? Are you happy that you achieved your objectives, the things you wanted to say and do? You've managed to do those, and you've had the desired effect?
Well, I'm happy for now because I'm not in the Reparation Commission anymore. I moved back to Amsterdam, 2 years ago. But I just give thanks for the journey. I give thanks for everything that I learned, and I give thanks for all that I could contribute to it. So that is the thing, because every little thing that you do just grows you within life, and I give thanks.
And with all that love for people, you found ways to actually express that by working in the commission, being a part of the Rastafarian movement. You've also got a lovely voice, and you share your love for humanity and all your wonderful messages of peace and happiness and equality through that wonderful sound of yours. Tell me a little bit about when you realized that you had a lovely voice and you could sing.
Well, when I was young, I used to sing. I always sing. My mother said when I was 2 years old, I was already singing. I was there. When I was maybe 4 years, I was standing in front of the TV and then singing along with Whitney Houston. Or Shaka Khan, all those. So I always loved music. I remember looking at people when they were singing for a long time, and just looking and feeling very happy. So I always loved music. And I used to sing in a church choir, and then after that, when I got a little bit older, I started to do more songs and write and to record. And
So
then I opened.
looking at these people singing like Shaka Khan and Whitney Houston, and you were just watching them, what thoughts were going through your mind? What were you thinking and seeing and feeling?
Well, I didn't think too much. I was just dancing and singing along, you know. But when it was finished, I was like, I wanted to do it again, you know, because it just gave you an uplifting feeling. I didn't thought too much, but I always enjoyed music, and I just love music. So when I got like in 2009, I did my first single. And then I also opened up my record label, and I started to do reggae music, you know. And then little by little, because very early I had my children, you know, I got 3 sons. I was 20 when I got my first son. And I took my time, you know, just to be a mother, of course, and just did normal work and everything. But after a while, I was like, no, sir, I want to sing also.
No, sir.
You know, I want to do something with it, and I want to put some work into it as well, because that is something that I got in my heart.
So as you were watching Whitney Houston, that's pop, soul, R&B. You watch Shaka Khan, same pop, soul, R&B genres.
Yeah, but also Bob Marley, of course, you know. Also, I also hear the I3s, you know, and I also hear reggae music, because my mother always, she used to play reggae music as well, you know. It's not, you know, my mother is a Caribbean woman, you know, those kind of women, they listen to reggae music, they listen to soca, they listen to calypso, they listen to everything. So, but you want to ask me what inspired me to do reggae music?
I wanted to find out why reggae as against pop or soul or R&B.
Well, when I was 13, I used to sing R&B in 15 years. But when I got a little bit, when I was 18 already, I was in a reggae group, and the reggae group was Dreada Youths. And we were a whole group where everybody was putting their locks, you know. And that at that time, we brought some rebellious roots music against the Babylon system in Amsterdam, you know, because our people were the minorities, and we struggled with a lot of problems. So we would sing in Surinamese language about that. And we had a live band, and we used to perform everywhere. So it was a tool where we could speak through, you know.
So what kind of reaction did you get when you were performing in that band? When you went out to perform at different shows, would people understand it and encourage you?
Yes.
Or would people?
Yes. We had a lot of youths who loved it. We had a lot of youths who liked it, and all the DJs and people in the reggae industry in Amsterdam, or, you know, they knew who we were. We did what we had to do, you know. But after a while, I started to write, and I wanted to go English and solo, because, you know, and I did it, you know, and I started to do solo music. And I had a little studio at home, you know, and then I recorded my songs. And then I opened also a record label. At that time, I opened a record label with the whole group, but I was the head and owner of the record label, and it's still my record label. So we give thanks.
Yeah, you give thanks. That's very good. But then tell me a little bit now about the music, because I know you've got your EP, you've released an EP, you've got lots of singles out. So just tell me about the EP, making that EP, and what were some of the songs from that collection?
Well, that EP, some of the songs from that EP are, I worked with that EP with Bobby Digital, and I also worked with Jadeco, that is a Dutch producer that also happens to be the father of my children. So, and well, we did a lot of productions. We did Almighty, you know, and Almighty is I love that song, Almighty, and I always sing it. I still sing it. And on that EP, we also did, the EP name was Follow My Dream. Right. And I also worked with Jamelody. Jamelody is a singer from Trinidad, And I worked with Shaun Cain, that is also a singer from Jamaica, but he moved to the States, you know, and it was a nice mixture, you know, of music with with producers. I also did a production with Calibut, and it is and that is a song from One Blood Crawl, you know. And well, it was nice. That song was mixed out in Tofgong. So doing the EP was very nice, and it was my first project, and it went quite well. And
But you kind of
till now,
you kind of landed on your feet when you decided to do reggae, because working with somebody like Bobby Digital, and may God rest his soul, he contributed so much to reggae and dancehall music. So may he sleep well into eternity. But working with somebody or linking up with somebody like Bobby Digital, that's a good decision that you've made. How did that happen?
well, I just that is the thing. Well, it is a long story, but I did a collaboration with a Jamaican youth, and he was singing also reggae music. His name is Rashad Amaji. At that time, I think he was 22 or something. He was a youth. And he saw my profile on MySpace and asked me if I wanted to do a collaboration with him. And I told him, well, let him send the rhythm come. And when he sent the rhythm, it was a very nice rhythm.
Lovely.
So I wrote my part of the song and I sent it. And in 2009, I went for the first time to Jamaica to go and record my first video, Rudyal. And then I made an appointment with Rashad, and he told me that the producer wanted to see me. So he asked me if he could bring me to the producer. And when he brought me, then it happened to be Bobby Digital. At that time, he used to work with Ernie Wilkes from the Caution Band. And they worked together, and it was very nice. They listened to, they asked me if I wanted to sing the song again, and I went into the booth and I started to sing. And from that time, he wanted to work with me, and we started to work. So that is the way how it really started. But at that time, I didn't even know who the man was. I didn't know what he already produced or anything. It's just a part of the journey.
Yeah, he was one of the legends in terms of reggae.
Yes.
Production. He was just great.
Yes.
And then we lost him, a little while back. I mean, how did that make you feel when you heard the news that Bobby was no longer with us?
Well, I cried, of course. Yeah, I felt very sad. It's like a movie. Everything goes then. You see everything back. Also, the times that you used to work together and things that he said, and yeah.
We missed him and we lost a legend, but we'll continue to remember him and cherish the work and the legacy he's left behind. That's really good. But then, while you started working with reggae, you did a collaboration with the Fireman Cabletown.
Yes.
How did that come about? That's a big, hot one. A lot of fire, a lot of heat.
Well, I got to say big up One Blood Crawl, because, I told you that I started to work with Bob. And at that time, he put like a little team around me. Sister Isis Miller from Roots FM, she used to do then a little bit of publishing. And One Blood Crawl, he did the road, So all the little CDs and the singles, because my first single was Disappointed. And he got it everywhere on the television and on the radio and where we went. So for years, he works with Capleton. So he brought me to Capleton, and told me, hey, it's good if the two of you do a collaboration. And I was working with Bobby on a nice song. And then we invited Capleton, and then he came to the studio and recorded the song. So that was very nice. Yeah.
How did you feel when you met Capleton? Because you must have heard about his music before, did you?
Yes. And I also met him before because at some shows and things. But it was very nice to meet him because this was in person and was at his yard, and it was nice. And from that time, our friendship only grew, So from time to time, we bless each other up and ask how we are doing and things. And he's a real teacher, and I respect him dearly.
Yeah, there's some really talented and powerful people in reggae and dancehall music. But then you've got a fair amount of airplay in Jamaica. How do you feel about that? Your music is everywhere. All the stations are playing it.
Well, I give thanks because I worked 10 years upon it. You know, I never stopped. So that they're playing it now, I give thanks because it isn't easy, you know, to get just airplay and that they play it. You know, if you don't have a bag of money to promote your thing, then it's very difficult. But it is just hard work. I really put in a lot of hard work. When you work for something, then people will feel that they want to give you the strength, you know, because it isn't in one day that they gave me that they started to play me. Yes, at the beginning, Bob brought me to an IRI FM, and then when he brought me to IRI FM, then they started to play me at IRI FM. Because they strengthened Bobby's production, you know, and little by little you get to know some DJs who really love your voice and gonna give you the strength, but not everybody's gonna do that. But I just give thanks. The song with me and Capleton is doing very well, and a lot of and since last year I also did my album launch in Jamaica, and it went very well. So I give thanks for the strength that also the radio stations are giving me, you know. So if you put in the work, it will manifest. Yes.
Yeah, that's good to know that you are such a hardworking lady and you believe so much in your spirituality, you believe so much in kindness, you believe so much in people and in happiness and fairness and equality. You just want to see people have a good time in life for the very short journey that we travel along just to find our destinies. You have done a lot of charity work. So in addition to the music, there's charity in it. But the common thread running through all of this is all the themes I just described and your desires to have people enjoying those things. In Ethiopia, you've been quite active over there, if I say that. You helped to establish a mother house. And even though that's a concept that's kind of new to me, tell me a little bit more about that, because I think it sounds really good. What does the mother
Yes.
house?
Well, I'm busy with the mother house. It hasn't been established yet, but I'm already talking about it because you got to talk everything within existence. But I already opened up the foundation. I went to Ethiopia and got some papers with me, and now I opened up the foundation here in Europe, and I will soon go back to seal everything up, and then to go and look for the property to start the mother house. Well, the mother house must be a house where all the children, the orphan children and children from the street can go to. We want to put in like a mother house bus, and the bus will go to the city, will drive into the city. And when the children see that bus, they will recognize the bus through the logo on it, you know, and then they will be able to get like, some soup or some porridge and clean clothing, or we will take the children with us, you know, to the home and give them the little things that they need, because there are so much street children in Ethiopia who are walking with dirty clothes upon the street and are begging money or haven't eat. So there are millions of children, because there are 188 million people in Ethiopia. So you got to understand that it is difficult to open an orphan house for so much children, because I was in Ethiopia, I was standing in Sashimani, and children were outside and they were begging me money, but I just got upset because I didn't have enough money. Even if I would wanted to give all of them a little thing, I didn't have enough, because there were so much children begging and crying. So that is the reason why I want to open up this house, and I want to promote it and also make it one with my music career, because reggae music goes about, bringing betterment, you know. So if I can use it as a tool as well, you know, maybe later when everything is over, after the whole COVID pandemic, I can find like festivals who want to give 1% or something, you know, back to the foster house in Ethiopia. Yes, I want to start there, but it would be nice to open up this house in the whole of Africa and also in every Caribbean country, because everywhere you got children uh, who needs a hug or a listening ear, or sometimes a little food, or
A little
a
hug.
new shoe. So it's more like I'm gonna ask a lot of people just to send if they got like shoes and clothing and things, because they can use it.
So where did
Someone else can use it.
where did this idea come from? Is it something you've done before elsewhere? Did you do anything like that in Suriname or in Holland? Where did that idea of
No,
a house come from?
no. In Suriname, I did, but I did more projects that were needed for the country, but that wasn't something that was needed, But in Ethiopia, when I was there and I saw it, then I knew. Then that came to my mind. It started to be one of my missions, and yes. Because every country needs something else, and every environment asks for something else. But it really inspired me to do so, because there are so much things that we throw away in Europe, And I know for sure that once in this summer the website will be ready, and I also got a lot of material and interviews with the children already ready. So when people will go to the website, then it will inspire them to send, even if it isn't money, because everybody has it difficult.
So how much is all of this going to cost? Have you thought of that? The cost of
No, I haven't thought about how much it's going to cost, but it's going to cost a lot. But we are busy with some companies and with the Ethiopian embassy here. And there are also some bigger foundations that when they see that this is really happening, who can put something towards it. So I'm still busy with everything. But it is not going to be, I cannot answer that in one time. We're going to start small and we will see where it will go and where it will end,
But it's good that you have a vision, and that's where you need to start. There's the vision, make that into reality, and then you can grow that vision so that more people can benefit from this. Because as you say, there are lots of people out there who need support, and they're not from the people that they've entrusted with the responsibility to support them, particularly government. They're not getting it. So for somebody like you to step in, that is really quite benevolent. And that's good. And I know I can understand your religious beliefs and your religion and why you are such a giving person. Because you are just deep inside of your heart. That's where you
we are all deep, and we are all a gift.
It's just that we don't see many people doing it. So although we all have the characteristics and maybe desires, we don't see everybody doing it. But you've made bold steps in making these things happen. You've committed.
Well, yes, you know that one of my friends has a problem, has also a kind of house here with not one, more houses with problem children, that we also are helping. I'm also a coach of them, and we are also helping them, to go to their finding work, or motivating them to go to school. And I'm also going to school for them, and we are taking care of them. The children here, they get everything, and it's not that they are too young. They are young adults between 18 and 30 years, but they didn't have parents, or they were in foster homes, and we give them a home, so that is also a part of my work that I do here. And I also work with people who are drug addicted, and as a coach, helping people to stop with alcohol. It's like 3 different jobs, and the one is from the Salvation Army, and the other one then is also a foundation, with the youths. And in September I will start in a psychiatric center, and then I will study more further and deeper, but that are for people who are mentally totally ill. But now I also work with people who want to kill themselves or mentally not, but they are all people. And for me, it is nice that is what I do, working with people and lift up people. And by doing that, I also healing parts of myself.
But the people who want to take their own lives because they feel that they cannot cope with this realm anymore, how do you talk them out of it? What do you say to them that changes their minds?
Well, it depends on what the situation is, because most of the times it is like a cycle of things, that brings a thing, and then people are using alcohol, or they are starting to smoke, or having different kind of addictions because because of pressure. Yes, and they don't want to think about the pressure. So, but when you get them off the addictions, then all those things comes to the surface, but also all kind of different wounds, and most of the times it goes much deeper. So it's not only me as a nurse, but we also got a whole team. Most of the times, those kind of people need a psychiatric to talk with them, about their problems. So when I work, I only can give them like the strength that they need at that time. But it depends on what kind of person it is, because you got different kind of people. So it is just you feel how you communicate with every other client. Yeah.
So sometimes,
but you try to bring peace, to let them feel the peace.
helpless sometimes because you think, well, I've tried my best, but they still went and did it. Has that ever happened?
Well, a lot of times, but you already meet them that way. So you know that you only can do your best to bring a change, but not everybody you can help. And that is the way it is. Yeah.
A lady with a big heart. I absolutely love it. And the government in Suriname, they have acknowledged your work as in the social circles of society. They've actually seen what you've done, as well as working with the less fortunate in society, and they've acknowledged that with an award. Tell me about it.
Yes, I got like an award, and yes, award from the Reparation Commission, and I also got an award to do for organizing the 43rd year of emancipation, Suriname Emancipation Day. And that was very nice because it was a big national project that I did for the government, and that one I got like from the president and his staff. So I give thanks. Yes.
That's so good. You've done so much. Your life has embraced so many aspects of society and so many people. What more could one ever ask for? It is just phenomenal.
Well, I would love to have that mother house, I would love to have that mother house. And of course, I also got some personal goals, as a human being that you want to do, and yeah, also with my music, I hope that I can do continuing singing music and doing reggae music and also projects. And it would be also nice if I could find a bag of money to come out with more videos, video clips, and be able to also just sing. That would be nice. But the Almighty knows what He does.
That's so good. Well, the world appears to be reopening. I don't know how things look in Amsterdam, but in England, certainly lots of these restrictions are beginning to lift. So life seems to be coming back to some semblance of normality. What is it like in Amsterdam? Because I'm just checking to see how soon you might be able to go back to singing for people publicly in like a nice venue. Yeah, are things opening up?
Yes, here they are starting to open up everything, because you know how the thing go. Everything what happens in England happens also in Holland. Everything goes hand to hand. But yes, everything is opening up, and yes, of course, it would be nice to
Be
to
back up.
start again and to do some music, but it would also be nice for me to travel because I'm here now. For a long time, I want to see the sun. I want to feel the sun again. I want to go to the other side.
Mhm. You've not been
So
able.
that would be nice.
Well, I wish you all the best. I hope that, this lockdown will finally just ease, everything will start reopening, and you'll be able to start performing live again. Because I know you're just itching to be on that stage, delivering your heart, giving your heart to everyone, giving love, and encouraging people, reassuring people that it's a good life, it's a good world. And as long as we
Yeah,
love and share love, then we can help to make a change in other people's lives as well as our own lives. Because I remember that you said when you do all this charity work for people and you do all the work with the addicts, then you feel that you're healing yourself as well and you're doing so much for your own self. And
true. True.
so how about your children? Has any one of them decided that they're going to follow the music way?
Yes, my oldest son is an artist. He's a singer, but
Really?
he sings Dutch, so
Is it
he
reggae
sings.
or the kind of Dutch pop?
No, it's not reggae. It's more like hip hop and R&B.
Ah, right.
Yes. So my oldest son, he sings, but he also study writes, so he sings, but he also studies. He's still a student. And my second son, he also studies ICT.
Okay.
Yes, the oldest one is 20 and the other one is 19. And my youngest one is 12 years. And he plays more soccer ball, but they also play a little bit keys. And yes, they love music.
They've tapped in. They've tapped into it a little bit. So there might be a collab in the making then between you and your
Well,
son.
I already got a collab with my oldest son, and that is on my latest album, Amsterdam Revival. And
Really?
the song of that, and the title of that song is Mother and Son.
Oh,
Yes.
that's good. So what were you trying to say? What was the message in that song?
Well, I was talking to him and he was just talking to me. He told me that I was his biggest inspiration and that he gave thanks that I was there, always was there, and that I am his mother and that I gave birth to him. And I told him that he's one of my melodies of life and that he was born out of love, he and his brother, and that I'm thankful to be a mother and that he can always count on me.
That is such a deep conversation, isn't it? It really touches the abyss of the soul when you can say that without reservations, knowing that this is coming from the heart. I'm saying this to somebody that I know appreciates it, understands it, and just is
Yeah.
lapping up every bit of it for what it, and not just to make you feel good, but because they know it helps them and
Yeah.
it's needed for them. That's so good. Just being
Yes.
yes.
Tomorrow, maybe one day, if I'm not here anymore, he can listen to the song and remember, like, hey, this is what my mother said. And his brothers also. It
Yes.
goes about giving each other the strength. And somebody else can also bring it for his mother, And
And
so
it
it is
really
nice.
shows people's love for life and love for humanity. And so they
Mhm.
start demonstrating that love. It's just good. I like the way you just dwell so much inside of your heart. Everything is coming from there because it's all about love and peace and equal opportunities and just seeing people having a good time as they traverse this journey of life. Great. So what's
True.
next? What's next for Miriam Simone?
Well, I will come out soon with a new single, Higher Heights. So I'm looking forward to present that. It is a single that I did with a production team here in Holland, Works and Earthworks, and it will be brought out through my own label and also Sense Social Productions. So I'm looking forward to bring that out next month. The single will come out. It's a very upliftment single. And also working on some little projects with different producers and projects that will come out soon. Also on rhythm selections, and I'm also working on a new album. So, but for now, I think that I will come out with a few new singles first and some rhythm selections, and when the time is ready and I'm finished, then I will come out with something new, with a new album. Yeah.
The Empress Miriam Simone, a woman with such a big vision so many plans, a hard-working woman who's touched so many lives. You are just great. And the world just needs more like you. Because you think about people, you think about their needs, and you try to make yourself available to help people to meet those needs. That's so good. Well, it was really great talking to you, but before I let you go, I always like to challenge my guests to see how much they know about reggae and dancehall music. So I generally ask questions from this book here. It's called Reggae Larger Than Life, the ultimate reggae music fun and games book. It's written by myself. It's currently available on Amazon. It's also available in Jamaica at Ashby's Pharmacy, 160 Old Hope Road in Kingston. Also, the app, the Android version of the app, is available from the Google Play Store. Just type in Reggae Larger Than Life Fun App. You can download it onto your phone, your tablet, your computer, and just have lots and lots of fun interacting with another side of reggae and dancehall music. So, Miriam, I've selected 2 questions for you. So let's see how strong your reggae knowledge is, because I do appreciate your soulful work, I do appreciate your charitable work, and the love that you exude in your music. And when you talk to anyone, it just comes through. So let's see how strong that knowledge of reggae is. So the first question goes something like this. Born in 9 Miles in the Jamaican parish of St. Anne in 1945, this Buffalo Soldier reggae superstar was given a Lifetime Achievement Grammy Award posthumously in the United States in February 2001. Who was he? The options are Peter Tosh, Bob Marley, Delroy Wilson, and Dennis Brown.
Bob Marley.
Bob Marley, wow. I love that. Very impressive there. That's very nice, Miriam. All right, the second and final question now. It goes a little thing like this. The late reggae king, Bob Marley, formed Dash record label on Marcus Garvey Drive in Kingston in 1965. The options are Studio One, Tough Gong, Jammies, and Quantanium Records.
Tough Gong.
Tough Gong. Look at you, just so calm and oozing out the answers. Miriam, it was really nice spending some time and talking to you. And you're a woman of so many dimensions. Wow, isn't that impressive?
Well, thank you for taking the time and having this chat with me, and for inviting me on your program and to be a guest on your program.
That is
nice.
Just like
nice.
The One Blood Carl as well, you know, for bringing it all together. He's a man of...
Well, I cannot forget One Blood Carl. You know, I can never forget One Blood Carl. Yes. So big up One Blood Carl.
Yeah,
yes.
You have to big him up. You know, he's a man who makes things happen. And, you know, we need people like those around to kind of push and get us into the places where we need to be. So, Miriam, I just want to wish you all the best with your album. I know you've got lots of singles coming out, and you've got plans to record an album. You also plan to tour. You plan to go to the Caribbean to get some of the sunshine. And we just hope that very soon you'll be able to realize all of those. Thank you so much for talking with us. Well, that's it for this edition of the show. We'd like to thank our special guest, Empress Miriam Simone, a woman who hails from Holland, that's Amsterdam, the capital city there. She also hails from Suriname. So when it gets too cold in Europe, she flies off to the warm waters and climes of Suriname. When it gets too hot there, she's right back in Amsterdam. She's got options. Very great singer, very kind lady, a lady who expresses so much love for humanity. We'd just like to thank everyone for watching. Remember to subscribe, to like, to share, and to also leave a comment. Remember to push that bell so that you get notified when new shows become available. Until next time, this is Shaun Cain saying thanks for watching. See you soon.